So I said, well, I put it in my phone, I had it. So that's, I think that was my threshold. To.
Say, I've got to,
Got to get it.
you know what? You know what my husband does? He just takes a picture. Like if I give him a grocery list, he takes a picture of it, even though it was handwritten. But he has that with us, so he doesn't ever have to rely on a piece of paper, because he'll forget it too. I'll forget it. So that's what he does.
Plus, you don't want to get free, come back home and have a baby.
Where is, oh, you forgot. Yeah. You're right.
I haven't figured out everything, you can kind of make everything funny or fun, some kind of way.
Make it more like a game. Make it more like, and once you understand how technology can help you, it doesn't mean, Douglas, that you have to do all of the technology. You, for someone like you, I would just focus on the things that would be the most helpful for you.
Well, there's so many.
Well, but make priorities. Good morning. I see Claire on, I see Thais, I see Ellie, I see Naniele. Good morning to everyone. I'm glad you're here, and Connor is coming in. Okay. Got a couple of things that we're going to talk about, and I've got Douglas here with me. We are slim. In person, it's slim. I'm like, where is everybody? Is it because we had homework? I'm not sure. So a couple of things. Let's talk about a couple of things going on that I want to touch base with everybody. Did you see on GroupMe that the contracts challenge has been extended one more week? Okay. Okay, so, and Linda said 6 of you asked for a buyer scenario. There should be more. All of you should be doing the contracts challenge. How are you going to be competent and confident in writing a contract? There's some experiences in your life you don't ever forget. And the first time I ever wrote a contract, I will never forget that experience because I had zero help. Well, no, I'll tell you, I had teeny tiny bit of help because I called my broker. He didn't call me back. Lovely man, but no sense of urgency. This is my very first contract. I have no mentor nor coach, nothing. And I have to write a contract. Now, mind you, this was in my first 4 weeks in the office, 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm writing a contract before I'd had much exposure whatsoever. And we didn't have any extra training. I just had a little bit, 2 days of training at the corporate office that they have for new people. And I remember the the fear and the stress of trying to figure out that first offer. And I made mistakes. Some of them on that first transaction, some of them could have been really bad. And just the eyes of the luck gods were on my side for some reason. I don't know, but I don't want that for you. And it is our expectation. I think it is a more than fair expectation that you be doing that contracts challenge. And let go of, well, I didn't attend all the contracts classes yet, or I want to go see them again, or I want to review the contract. Just do it. Just do it. You guys know on Digital Chalk, we have sample contracts uploaded on there. You can print those up to be your guide. It's got cheater notes in them. Cheater notes, no, helpful notes. So everybody that I'm seeing online, and good morning, Megan, everybody here in person, I have the expectation to see that you're going to do the contracts challenge. Get over the fear. And I know it is scary. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to look really dumb, or, oh, I really, that's just overwhelming. Well, it is a critical part of our business. And we got to get you over that hump. And I know the best way to do it is just do it. build that muscle. I gotta give a shout out to Connor for always, almost every single month, being part of this, and Jocelyn's kind of in second place of always submitting. It's how you're gonna get better. It's how you're gonna build confidence. It's what's gonna differentiate you from the crowd of agents. So it is our expectation. So I will be looking for your entries, for your offers that you're gonna be submitting to Linda. Remember, here's how it works. If you haven't done this, go on the Facebook page, look for the contracts challenge on our launch Facebook page. You're gonna see the property address, then you're gonna email Linda and ask her for your buyer scenario. Because your buyer scenario is going to be different, Douglas, than somebody else's. Okay, and that's how you're going to learn, because every month you're going to get a different scenario. Because just writing one contract, that's just for one scenario. And here's the beauty and pain of real estate. It is very rare that that you have transactions be alike. I mean, you can have smooth as sailing, everything goes well, and then the next transaction's from hell. It could be 3 of them back to back from hell. It could be 3 of them that are lovely. There could be some that have ups and downs. You got to prepare yourself. That's what this is about, is preparing you. And so let's jump in. Let's get over those fears or reservations and just do it. I encourage you to just do it. You will feel better taking the dive. And we'll help you through it. Don't worry. So, okay, that's my pitch for contracts challenge. We will do the reviews next Wednesday night. And it's fun because we review every offer and you learn from hearing about other people's offers. So that's great. And thank you so much. How did you know I had, oh, you had stuff? Thank you. Thank you. Other thing is downsizing seminar. Everybody going to be there? Nobody has their camera on today. I am looking at names in black boxes. What's the deal? Nobody get in the shower this morning? Nobody got their face on?
I look a little rough, but
Okay,
I'll throw it
Claire's
out
being
there.
brave. Olivia's being brave. Come on. Come on. This is participatory. Now, absolutely can't show your face. That's okay. I've been seeing some downsizing promotions. I need to see more. This is our week. You've got to just slam it right now. Nayeli's on. Yay. See, you guys look so awesome. See your smiling faces. Much more fun. Much more fun for us here in the room. You know, we're looking at you too. So, downsizing. It's interesting. I'm going to be perfectly honest. We don't have a lot of guests signed up, so I need all of you. I need all of you because we have 2 great panelists. We have a organizing company, Be Organized, who help people sort through all of their stuff. And that is the biggest challenge and barrier to people downsizing, is they have so much stuff and it paralyzes them. So learning about this is why you're going to come to this downsizing seminar, is because you're going to learn about these things so you can better serve and help people in the same situation. The other panelist is from an estate sale company, Brown Button. Brown Button's one of the biggest estate sale companies in town. They're going to talk about what they do, how they do it. They also have an auction portion of their business. So some of the houses do a traditional estate sale. Some they take the belongings and just do an auction, and some they do a hybrid. They'll do part of a house and then take certain items and put them on auction. It'll be interesting to hear how they make those determinations and how they help people, because I know that when my parents passed, and they both passed in the same year, different times of the year, but so I had to take care of all of their belongings, and I'm an only child, and it was overwhelming. Overwhelming. Actually, for months, I would just go to their house and check on it and look around, go, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And finding the right estate sale company that could help me, because there's different houses, different families are going to have different needs. I needed somebody that would take care of everything from the trash to the treasures. Some will only do treasures. So you need to be educated on this. So my expectation is on Tuesday night, again, I'm going to see you all there so that you can enrich yourself in knowing about this. And I would take that, I would come and I'd be prepared to take pictures and post about it and say, hey, if you've ever thought of downsizing or you have someone in your family that you know needs to go through this, I've got some great information to share with you. So use it as a point of planting seeds, even if you've been promoting and you didn't get anyone there. Our lack of guests speaks to me about the market. So it's where people are somewhat on hold. And we do have influence. You know, I've said you can't force somebody to buy or sell a house, right? However, you can influence them to start thinking about whether now is a good time for them. And that only happens if you educate them and show them the information or the value that you can provide in helping them think about these things to help them decide whether it's a good decision for them, if now is the time. So if we don't get out there and talk about the opportunities to potential buyers and sellers, then they might stay frozen. Don't wait. I hear too many agents, especially a lot of experienced agents, oh, the market's slow right now. Oh, it's been this way for the last 2 months, last month and this month. I'll just have to wait until it turns around. No, you have influence. Have you seen how the statistics of how much equity homeowners have in their homes? If you haven't, go find that out. Most people, especially downsizers, most likely they've been in their house a long time, right? Or a good chunk of time, 10 plus years. They probably have a really big chunk of equity. Unless they've tapped the equity of their home, they probably have so much more than they ever imagined. Ever imagined. Wow. Wow. But you're the ones who have to do that and educate them. If you're not signed up for the 36 Touch Smart Plan that the office is offering for free and has a giveaway, like Douglas, that would be perfect for you because it's automated. Seriously, it's perfect for all of you, but especially something that Douglas and I were talking about is technology challenges them in some areas. And I know it does for some of you also. Well, then go for the automation. So this week's email on the 36 Touch, guess what the topic was? Downsizing. You could have been part of that. So make sure, like I said on Tuesday, if you aren't signed up, reach out to Rebecca Blair. She's our Market Center administrator. She will get you on that and you better have people in command because then it won't work. You have people in command?
Oh,
Okay. Okay, all right. Trying to think if there's anything else. I covered the contracts challenge, the downsizing seminar. I think those were all the things. Okay. Who did their homework? Ah, Nayeli, yay. Okay. Anybody else? Douglas started to work on it.
Yeah,
Yay, Connor. Okay.
I gave it a whirl.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I gave it a shot.
Yeah, it's okay if it didn't come out perfect, what have you. Douglas, so here's what the homework was, and I put it on the group me several times. Here's what it was. I'm gonna read it so that I get it exactly. Complete the personal brand mantra. Let's go to that. I'm going to share screen so we all can see that. Let me get my screen. Oh, yep. I need to do it the other way. Hold on, hold on. Bear with me. Let me share. You're probably thinking, Kristen's been talking about this personal brand mantra in these classes for several weeks now. There's a reason. It's that important. This is what we also call your value proposition, which some of you have probably been exposed to in some of the classes that we have taught. Matter of fact, next month, I want to, one more thing before we jump into this, one more thing. Is that next month we'll be starting the course Lead Gen 3612-3. We finished Launchpad just a couple, like 2 weeks ago. And we're taking a break and just covering some other topics and working on some things. But in August, we're going to start the Lead Gen 3612-3. This is a course. The two main courses for launch are Launchpad, which are the basics, the foundations, where we talked about working with buyers, working with sellers, how to handle a transaction, all of that. This next course that starts in August, and I'll be sending out information and signups for you all, is all about lead generation. Because learning about how to work with a buyer and a seller, how to handle a transaction is important and wonderful. But if you don't do any lead gen, it's not going to happen. Yeah, as Megan just said, you're not going to have anybody to work with. So we're going to work on getting you people to work with, okay, in different forms of lead generation. So that will be starting in August. I'm going to start it. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I'm going to start it after kids start school. I'm just going to take the average date of most of the school starts, because I know this time of year is hard, especially if you're a working mom or a working parent. It's a juggle, and you're getting close to school starting, and that's very disruptive. So I get that. So we're going to go back to school when the kids go back to school. So be ready to strap up. There will be, so here's going to be the expectations is I'm going to be posting the student manual in advance for each of the courses, and I expect you to read the student manual in advance. Is that fair? Okay. Yay. All right. So Douglas, on the personal brand mantra, you said you had some questions. Let's start with your questions. This is creating your value proposition. In that Lead Gen 3612, there's actually a course on the value proposition. So if you think we're done, we're not. But this will prep you so well for that, that all you'll be doing is fine tuning yours.
Well, so my question was back toward the end where it says your target marketing plan.
Mhm.
And, so I was just, want to make sure I'm making my plan up from a marketing point of view.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's not just, I mean,
okay.
pay more attention to that.
Okay. So you did, number one, it was to complete your personal brand mantra exercise, this exercise here. So you finished that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did everybody finish at least that portion? Okay,
Yep.
awesome. And then did you write down the characteristics of your perfect client? Douglas, since you weren't here when we did that before, would you share some of those characteristics that you wrote down? Because they're not going to be the same for all of us.
I would like from a client to have clear goals, be prepared financially, which I would say that would take, still me educated on what being prepared financially would mean.
Certainly.
Open communication and realistic expectations, being you can't get a castle when you only work 400,000, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, just, you can't, you may not have everything that you want because you're not building this house from the ground up.
Right. And you don't have unlimited money. Most don't, right?
He's not.
Not yet. I like that.
It says, trust professional advice,
Oh,
and then you have to get yourself, educated, maybe about particular, the things that they're looking for, so you can give them professional advice. And, timely decision makings, because once they find a seller and the seller and buyer agree, it's time to really start jumping and running and making these dates and getting everything organized up. There's certain timelines that you follow once.
have to. They're
Once the-
contractual.
Yeah, once you find an agreement,
Yeah.
then respectful and courteous, hoping you find
Yeah.
anybody that you're gonna cross, you can have respect and courteous toward them and them toward you. And this is my worst one, organized.
Organized.
Yeah, I got to,
Is that for you too?
well, yeah, I put that down because
Okay,
this is gonna be for me and me.
okay. And that's okay. That's
Really, me, because in the end, I want my clients to be happy. That's the whole thing. You know, that's the whole thing. I guess it will be part of my big why. I want them to be happy and smile, because I remember when I first purchased my own home, I was happy.
Yeah, it's exciting. It should be an exciting time.
Yeah.
It should.
Hurt up and nothing's happy.
I love that. Did you all have a chance to participate in Gary's and Jason Abrams' list to last yesterday? If you didn't, it is recorded on our Facebook page. It'll only be there for 30 days. And then they will be posting it on the recording and some materials, written materials on command under Connect, the Connect tab. I think they said next week. So there's some really good stuff on there. But one of the things Gary said is you have to, as an agent, you have to be driven to fulfill your clients' desires, reasonable ones, not the unicorn ones. So he was talking about, the whole process of list to last, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this. You have to decide, who do I want to be in real estate? Who do I want to be? And for some of you, it might be, who do I need to be? Maybe I'm missing some of the habits. Maybe I'm missing some of the characteristics that I need to work on that are maybe a challenge for me to be the best agent. So this personal mantra, brand mantra, goes further than just having a snappy little taglines and developing your marketing plan. It really starts in, like, who as an agent do I want to be? What do I want my business to look like and feel like? Remember, we talked about that on Tuesday. That's what I love about real estate, is I was able to create a business that looked and feel the way I want it to feel. Because I worked in the corporate world for a long time, and I didn't always feel good about what they asked me to do. I didn't. I had to go do some stuff. Oh, Lordy. That I didn't feel so good about. It wasn't against the law, but it might have been pushing the envelope sometimes. I worked for a national health insurance company, and they wanted to do stuff in Kansas and Missouri, and I'd be like, oh, Lordy. And we'd get in trouble a lot. And guess who got in trouble? It was me, because I was our representative. So I'd go down to the Department of Insurance for a meeting with one person, and there would be 8 people at the table with questions with me. It was awful. I was like, I told my company not to do that. Or I would want to say, we're just big and dumb. That wasn't even a calculated, like, trying to be nefarious. It was hard. So, hi, Lucilia. So that's what I want you doing, is that personal brand. And then so Lucilia, I don't know if you got to participate in that, but writing your personal brand mantra, and then, awesome. And then the characteristics of your perfect client. Tamisha, good morning. How's your deal going?
Still looking through it.
Tamisha is under contract with her buyer. When do you close? July 30th? Are you through inspections?
Yes.
And that was
It's
challenging, good, or?
the challenges. We'll work it out now. It's the appraisal. Yeah, the appraisal.
Okay, appraisal is next. Okay, let's all cross fingers for Tamisha. This is her first transaction, so very exciting. We were just talking about how for Douglas, his goal is to have his clients happy. So who else had anything on a ideal client? I know we've talked about it, but anybody who hasn't shared who your ideal client is, jump on. Zoom people, ideal client. What are the characteristics?
Yeah, I said someone who has good communication. They can make tough decisions. Someone who's honest too. I think I put that in my for good characteristics. I'm trying to think what else I put. Let me go back.
Those are good ones. Honest. I would love to tell you all your clients are going to be honest. I unfortunately, not very many, but I had a couple that tried to hide some stuff from me, sellers.
Buyers, they don't want to share all their financial information with you, and you need to know.
Yeah, you need to know. You know.
First thing, expressed it. Trying to hide something and come up later, you could lose the house, so.
Yeah, you may not be able to get the loan.
Oh, Lucilia just posted hers. I love it. May I read this out loud?
Yes.
Okay, I love this. As a local expert in building trust and empowering others through real estate, my brand represents resilience, integrity, and genuine service. I am known for my commitment, faith, and determination. I'll tell you a little story about her after I read this. On that determination part. I speak the truth of those who fight silently for a better life. I do not allow fear, laziness, or distractions to get in my way. I am committed to excellence, purpose, and service. I will always be honest, responsible, and transparent. I am a woman of faith and action. I am known for never giving up. Yes, you are. My approach is clear, supportive, and professional. I guide others with compassion and strength. My superpower is my resilience. Amen. I have been able to transfer challenges into new beginnings. I am just getting started. This is my brand. This is my mission. My tagline, helping families find their way home. Real estate with heart and integrity, turning keys into dreams. Okay, a little story about Lucilia. I remember the winter time, and you went out door knocking, and it was very cold. No other sane human would probably have been out there knocking doors. Lucilia did. She got a lead. This woman will work and works so hard and never gives up. So she had to step away from real estate just for a little bit. And now she's coming back and coming strong, and she's so committed. And I know that because I've seen the commitment before. So I know it's true, and I know it's real. And so I love what you wrote. That is spot on. And that is her. I can say that honestly. She didn't make that stuff up. But you took the time to do that. So this is about real estate is so, I talked to an agent recently this week who is struggling. And I said, this business can be very isolating. And if you are not clear on why you are doing this and what you want to achieve, then you're going to be like dangling. You're going to feel like you're out there dangling, and you're not going to feel attached. I will tell you, kudos to you all for plugging in, because I find the people who struggle the most, especially getting started, are the people that isolate themselves and don't participate. Yeah, you can do online learning. You can. I have Digital Chalk is packed, and it's there to assist and help you, especially with those of you who have other work challenges. We want to support that. But if you don't connect to a community, it's pretty hard, I think, to feel like a real live agent. Does that make sense? Feel like you're kind of pretending in the beginning anyway. Like I'm faking it until I make it. But that connection and being part and doing the activities like the contracts challenge, participating in the downsizing, being part of the 36 Touch Smart Plan. Those are important business building activities that you need to be doing, and do them so that if you can't be here in person, we do so much on Zoom. Wednesday Night Warriors is an awesome time. I know this time of year is tricky. I know that. We understand. I'm not gonna like beat you up. But I just want you to know that the minute you start pulling back and try to do everything all by yourself and don't interact with others in the community, you're actually turning off your ability to learn more. Like that Monday mastermind, there's so much shared that's good information on that Monday mastermind of what's going on and challenges and all those things. The launch classes, contracts. Have you been doing contracts this week? Linda has already had 2 classes. She'll have 2 more classes next week. So, anybody else with your perfect ideal client? Did you think about characteristics of your perfect client, Lucilia? What? Sometimes it's what we put down as part of us. Like I'm going to say, you probably want somebody who's honest.
Communication, I'd like to be.
A good communicator.
Honest.
Honest.
They can be honest to me and
Yes.
why do I have to be looking for them?
Yeah.
And clarification, if they have any problems, any issue.
Yeah, that they come to you if they have issues. that they always seek clarification. Yeah. I think that's important because sometimes you will have clients that expect you to guess what they want and need.
Then you can have certain situations that client may be in, you may have went through that yourself. And you know the steps to take to, get them out quickly, or, I think this, when you have a fear of something, now you know where you're challenging. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
So it's kind of like, maybe one of the questions I'll be asking the client is, what are your fears?
Yeah.
So we can beat them up, beat the fear up, or we'll take care of the fear, or whatever it is.
I love that. So Douglas, yeah, talking to a buyer and seller, is there anything you're worried, concerned, or fearful about in this process? It's a great question. Because a lot of times, if they're fearful, then they're fearful to share that with you.
Yeah.
But you putting it, asking them gives them permission then to share. Your job, one of your main jobs in real estate is learning how to ask good questions. Because they don't know what answers to give you sometimes. And like Megan said, sometimes they're embarrassed. Sometimes, like Douglas said, they're fearful. So we have to help bring that information out of them, and we have to ask good questions.
It seems like whether the agent or the client knows it, in the end, you're gonna be in a type of relationship. I mean,
Well, it's like dating. It's a lot like dating.
you enter in a relationship with them, but it's gonna become a little bit more. I don't know
What's a partnership?
Yeah,
It's a partnership when someone, and that's what you have to get in your head right now. I want every single one of you to take this in and accept it. This is a partnership. You are not solely responsible for them buying the house. You are not solely responsible for selling their house. A lot of times when we're new, we think we're the one who's supposed to make it all happen. Don't we? I did. And so if you do not start with the concept of partnership, and that's why looking for your ideal client is so important. Because someone who meets the priority characteristics that you're looking for in the ideal client, they're going to be the people who partner with you the best. Don't you think? Don't you guys think?
I think another part is like, control your emotions so you can help them control theirs.
Oh, okay. Amen.
Yeah, so important.
Amen. And this is so hard, but this is our job. We have to be a sponge. We have to be a buffer. We are to take in all the bad stuff, but we cannot transfer that emotion or we shouldn't, to our client. I'll give you some examples, and maybe, Tamisha, you're in a transaction, so you're probably feeling some of this. Just one transaction I remember distinctly. The buyer's agent was dreadful. Matter of fact, he was an awful human. He's on this list. I only have like 3 or 4 agents that I hope I never, ever, 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 I don't think he's in the business anymore. Shouldn't be. He was evil. His buyers were lovely because he handled mostly relocation business. So he would get referred to by a company, by a relocation service. And so those buyers he didn't have a relationship with them in the beginning. I found out his buyers were lovely. He was not. He accused me of lying. He accused my seller of lying. I could not tell my seller that he was saying those things. Or I can guarantee you that would have imploded and exploded at the same time, that transaction. That would have sent my sellers off the deep end. Regardless of how much money of them wanting to sell their house. And I had to take all of that in and filter out without emotion the information they needed to know. And I had to take the bumps, the bruises, the slugs, the things he would say. I mean, he was so condescending. Oh my gosh. When he called on the listing, my first husband, my daughter's dad was a real estate agent too. He was the second agent on the listing, but it said contact the listing agent. I was a listing agent. This agent would not contact me. And I finally had to say to him, no, you need to talk to me. He'd go, oh, is that how it's going to be? And I was like, we're not off to a good start here. Well, we weren't. And it went downhill from there. So emotion, you do not bring to the table. You do not bring emotion to the table. And it's going to be hard. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you though. Sometimes you're going to get emotion from that other agent or their client, especially the other agent. So I'll tell you where I see it classically is the transaction is not going well. We've got some bumps and bruises and it might fall apart. And the other agent starts like breathing fire on you. Can I just tell you that sometimes what you're feeling is either they have a client from hell who's breathing literal fire on them and they're releasing it to you. That's not right or wrong, but that's just reality. Or you're experiencing their money fear. This transaction falls apart. I won't get to put food on the table. So I prepare you with that because you're going to experience it sometimes. That fire breathing is going to come at you. And you cannot respond in like. And that's going to be hard. Because if you do, then there's a good likelihood that transaction is not going to make it. And our job is to stay, I always tell people we have to look like we're Switzerland,
Yes.
meaning neutral, emotionally, even though we're representing our clients to the max, to the hilt, doing our fiduciary duty. But you cannot bring those emotions. If you feel that somebody's doing something wrong or you don't like how they're doing something, you're going to have to, sometimes we have to cheer the other side on. Sometimes we actually have to encourage the other agent to keep going. No, we can figure this out. Douglas, I know this doesn't look good, but let's put our heads together. Let's figure this out. Let's not give up. Sometimes you're going to carry 80% of the water. And the co-op agent's going to just carry 20. And you're going to think, that's not fair. It's not, but you're going to be the reason it gets to the closing table. And that's the objective. So don't get that emotional thing, that ego thing. Do not bring your ego to the table.
Well, and then be mindful of other agents do things that are unethical. If you're ever not sure, ask your broker. If it feels wrong, check it out.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel right, doesn't smell right, it's probably not right.
Sure.
And make sure and talk to Coach, talk to Linda, talk to me, because sometimes it isn't.
And there's easy ways to get around it. If it is something that should not be happening, you say, sorry, my broker said we're not doing that. In the conversation.
Yeah.
And usually they'll redirect.
Yeah, don't say, that's unethical. You
don't call them out on it, you just say, sorry, we're not allowed to do that. So what, but get guidance from us,
yeah,
please.
being professional. It does happen because not all brokerages have the same level of compliance and risk tolerance. And they don't protect their agents as much and they don't train their agents as much. You are going to come across agents. You're going to be thinking, here's another thing about agents co-oping with them. as a new person, one, you don't have to tell somebody you're new. You don't. And your offer should never scream that you're new, especially and if Linda has reviewed all of them. Do not ever send a contract document out for signatures without review. Matter of fact, if you do, and you make that a habit, you and I are gonna have a little chat. Because that legal liability is too high, too high. And I don't want that.
Now, review, you mean like Linda review it or you review, okay.
Linda is your first point of contact. She is to review every contract document. That means every amendment, addendum, supplement, all of it.
You know, I kind of made that a rule for myself before you even said that. I thought that was the way it's supposed to go anyway.
It is.
It is, but not all brokerages run that way at all. But here's the thing. That way, when you submit an offer, when Tamisha submitted her offer, I can guarantee it was not obvious to that other agent she was new unless she spilled the beans. Because everything was correct and all the documents were there. And another thing about co-op agents, so I know I've kind of gone off topic, but it's all related to how we're going to run our business and what we want our business to be and what we're looking for in ideal clients is other co-op agents will sometimes try to bully you if they know you're new. They'll also try to give you advice. Here's a direct quote from a co-op agent to one of our new agents. Oh, I'll help you. You know, your coach really doesn't want to help you. They just want to get paid. Do not. Yeah, don't. Or they will tell you, here's the most classic line. Well, Tamisha, I've been doing this for 30 years. Like, I know better than you. Can I almost guarantee you that anyone who says that as their way of telling you how they're going to work with you, that means they probably have 30 years of bad habits.
I ran across someone who said that I've been doing this for years, you can do that. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna call my broker first. So I'm calling my coach. I'm done it. You know, call my coach and I'm like, I was telling the person, no, myself. And then let me call my coach and make sure. It's supposed to know.
It was no. It was no. So that free advice is free. And they don't have any, they're not trying to protect you. So, and here's the other thing you gotta know. I'm gonna tell you all the little secrets of what co-op agents do. Some of them will look you up in MLS and they'll figure out you're new. Cause they can see your track record, how many closings you've had. It's okay. It's okay. I would do it, but I didn't use it against a new agent. It just usually confirmed what I was already suspecting. It just also let me know how much I needed to be on top of everything, knowing that they were new.
Right.
But some will use that to try to manipulate you or intimidate you. Not many, but I think I've seen new agents feel very defeated when somebody says, you know, well, you're new. This is how we do it.
My last statement, I think, maybe not a statement to the agent, but it was like, I'm not losing my license for you.
Yeah.
I'll lose the transaction, I ain't losing my license.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are things that others have done that they've gotten away with that doesn't make it right, so. So did anybody take the next step in this homework and put this through AI? Your brand mantra, your ideal client to come up with your marketing plan.
No.
Lucia, you did?
Want to?
Not yet? Okay.
Some.
Okay, tell me what you got, Douglas.
I'm trying to make it me, after I read it, but it was recognize, recognize a physical listing and utilize the list we receive every day that we get.
FISBOs, Spires?
And then, see, that's why I kind of feel like I had to go wrong with, make contact with the seller and give a free home valuation.
Okay, so you were having it help you with a lead gen strategy. Okay, okay. And you can do that based on this. Also, I want you to ask it for, use the prompt that I put in the email, in my weekly email. There's a prompt to ask it to give you the marketing strategy. The marketing strategy. Because that's what you want. It will do amazing things. So let's take, I'm gonna actually,
Yeah, I use
uh-huh.
investor. I have a
So take those two, go to my email from, I think I didn't send it till Sunday, so, whenever I sent the one with the homework, take that prompt, put that in, and then based on my personal brand mantra and my ideal client, create my ideal marketing strategy. And it says with social media, email, smart plans, all of that. Give me all of those ideas. And then, did anybody do that? Did anybody on Zoom take it to the next step and run it through AI?
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
Ooh, okay. Who said that?
Me.
Claire, tell me
Yes.
more.
Also
So
me.
I ran mine through and it gave me a lot of content for people moving here from out of state.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked out, but I kind of like it. I like the idea of helping people relocate and rebuild a new life in a different place. So they gave me a whole weekly content themes for all my social medias and an email smart plan for 5 weeks. I really like that. I think I'm going to start that too.
Awesome. So if there's more that you want, because I love that so it took you somewhere you didn't expect.
No, not at all.
Okay, okay, I like that. And she can take that and she can add to it and tweak it and say, well, I like that. Give me something. I think for like Claire, knowing her busy life, I think social media needs to be, and she's been doing some good stuff on social media. That needs to be your focus, and have it come up with social media ideas for you locally.
Yeah.
I would tweak it a little bit more because I love that aspect of people relocating here. I love that. That's awesome. Nayeli.
Yes, I also did mine, and for me, it really broke down everything, including social media and emails. Let me see. I have it pulled up. It went for like weekly themes, and it gave me each day, and it targeted all my like the clients that I want with like kind of captions where it would say, if you're ready to sell, blah, 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 here's what to do, or email me to get a free checklist, stuff like that. And then it went into email marketing plans. It broke it down for Facebook. It broke it down for Instagram. It had some lead magnet ideas that dive into engagement, and it kind of helps you grab their information and put it into command. And then even made a checklist for a buyer and seller, like a easy.
Whoa, okay, because you're going to offer that. You got to have the checklist to give them, right?
Yeah, and the AI made that for a buyer, and then I went in because it was odd because I only did buyer at first, and then I went and asked for a seller at the same time. So it broke it down into two things. So definitely helpful.
So you could take those checklists, Nayeli, and put them into Canva and pretty them up.
Yes, that's exactly what I started doing, and I'm adding a theme to it because it even started helping like make a theme for your Facebook or Instagram. So I started making like I have the template, it's just adding my own like signature, I would say.
So you might take that, since it's broken it out for you, you might even action it also on an action plan to launch all of this, because that's a lot. So I would go back and say, give me an action plan for launching this, in which I spend this many hours a week on it. So that it's really prioritizing for you, because that sounds so awesome. And that's a lot, but I love it. Did you hear all the things that it did? Doesn't that make you want to do that? I can tell Cecilia's like, I'm ready, I want to do that. And then create those marketing plans to do this. Now, I want you all to be, when you do this, that's why I really think it's important to do an action plan with what it gives you as your marketing strategy. And I think it's going to be important for you to say, how many hours can you spend on that a week? Because if you're not full-time and you're juggling, let's be realistic. Because here's what I don't want. I don't want you to have this amazing marketing strategy like Nayeli got and Claire got, and you not implement it because it feels so overwhelming. Because that's what's going to happen to most of us. I did one for the launch program, and I actually put in, who do I want as my ideal launch client? And I used characteristics from many, if not most of you, because I feel like we have one of the best groups that I've had. I always have good groups, but you guys are pretty exceptional. I'm just going to say, I'm just being a little biased. I took that into how am I going to attract new agents to this program that I think would be the best fit for us, based on my brand mantra as a productivity coach. And it built out my marketing strategy. But my next step is to ask for the action plan, so that I can make certain that I'm not going to just have this beautiful plan and not do it. Like for me, and for many of you, it's going to also be the next step. It should say in the action plan something about creating those graphics. Now, if you have pro accounts in AI, you can ask it to do that, but I still like to use Canva because I can do the editing and stuff. And I found AI a little bit more challenging to edit. Like I had it came up with logos and stuff, and I would tell it to change something, and then it'd change everything and not just the one thing I wanted it to change. I'd be like, dang it, I liked that, but then you made it all different. So, but it started me with an idea, right? So I hope hearing Claire's and Nayeli's and hearing what Lucilia's done with hers and what Douglas has done, I hope that inspires the rest of you, if you haven't done that, to finish this. Please, let's not just make this busy work. Let's make this business building work. You all deserve, I'm going to say it again, this is a tough business. It is not easy. Matter of fact, I had an experienced agent come up to me today, one of our top single agents. And she said, oh my God, I would just like one day where nobody called me. Just I had to spend with my family, my husband and my kid. One day, that's all I want. Just one day. She goes, but I don't feel like I can do that. And I said, it's true. What we do for a living, most people wouldn't do if they knew how hard we work. However, they won't have the financial opportunities we can have. Now, this is what she said. She goes, while she just needed to rant, and it's fine. We all need to. She said, I'm not a doctor. I shouldn't be on call all the time, but I feel like I'm on call all the time. I said, but I said the financial opportunity. She goes, yeah, I make more than some doctors. I said, that's why you're doing this, for what you can provide for your family. She's learning how to do the balance. It's not always easy. And that's why you all deserve to attract your ideal client, or the people that have the majority of the characteristics you're looking for. It won't happen again. I said this on Tuesday. It won't happen 100% of the time. Sometimes you're going to work with people that you don't absolutely love. Especially those married couples. Those will throw you. One's great and the other's a pill.
People who don't share your political values and will talk about theirs. That is a challenge. You just bite your tongue and just redirect the conversation.
And I will tell you, that's a good point, Megan, is you have to make a business decision on if you are someone who's politically active and outspoken. You have to make the decision if you're going to do that and make that known, even if it gets you less business. And I do know some agents who do that. And they've made that their conscious decision that I only want to work with people that are like-minded. That's okay. But most of us are going to tone down that and work with people unless they're just so extreme that you couldn't. But there are going to be times, I mean, people are different. I mean, they're going to have different faith. They're going to have different political, they're going to have different backgrounds, different cultures. Working with different cultures is challenging. So don't assume that everybody thinks like you think, because they don't. But I do believe you deserve to purposefully go after your ideal client. And that's what this is all about. Because for as hard as you guys are going to work, do you feel like you've worked hard on this transaction?
That box out.
Well, and this is, okay, so Tamisha, this is also where you as a business owner have to decide your boundaries. All of you deserve to have boundaries. I know what it's like when you're new. You're going to say yes to probably everything. We do. I did. I get it. And then I thought, oh, heck to the no. I can't keep this up. You figure out, Tamisha, going forward, what are your business hours? You can have business hours. You can say, I won't be returning any emails, text messages, or phone calls after such and such time. If you call Chad or Leah Taylor of the Taylor Made team, one of our top married couple teams here, and they've got more than just themselves on their team. It says, if you're calling after 7 p.m., please leave a message or text me and I'll get back to you in the morning. Now, they do say to their clients, now keep in mind, if we're negotiating a contract, then we'll do whatever we need to do within the hours that we need to do them, right? But if it's like, oh, I have a question about this, leave the question, I'll get back to you. So you can set parameters. Do not feel like you can't. Because if you do not put parameters, if you answer text messages at 11 o'clock at night, guess what happens? That I see Tamisha's, I can tell what you've been experiencing, girlfriend. The look on your face is like, oh yeah. That will be your life. That's not fair.
Well, I tell my clients, if it's an emergency at 11 o'clock at night, you were out driving by and your almost new home was on fire, you don't need to call me, you can call fire department. I mean, I can't fix that problem. You know, it's not a real estate problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to educate them and put your parameters. That's why I've told you your coaches are available from 8 to 8.
Yes.
Because we've had new agents texting at 11 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning expecting an answer. What?
Both times.
We love you. We love you, but sometimes late at night, I might not make a good decision, or maybe I've had a glass of wine.
Now.
Or yeah, I've been asleep. Well, for me, I don't go to bed early. I don't stay up super late, but yeah, 10:30, 11.
Most of us are winding down.
Yeah.
You know, one time, well, this is the only exception that I would accept, like I'm just hanging out with my buddy and I'm trying to, he's talking about purchasing a home.
Uh-huh.
So, kind of telling me things that he's gonna need to do. It's about 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and we just kind of hang out. That's the only exception.
Yeah, but they're hanging out in person. And that was part of the conversation. It wasn't him reaching out at 9 o'clock at night and starting to ask you 20 questions. So,
Sometimes so I have some younger friends too, so sometimes I use it as a teaching lesson.
mhm,
Nephews or something,
mhm,
man, get your bank account. You know, just
mhm.
different things that you would think that they already know, but I got a lot of nephews too, so it's like, I take it as.
Those are sharing moments, I would say, versus inquiries coming into you and having those expectations. Again, that's where I said, what did I say that you and your clients form? Partnership. If you don't start thinking with that mindset, you will set yourself up to burn out. Because you won't put boundaries up. You'll think you're responsible for everything. And the weight of the world will be on your shoulders. And you do not have to take that entire weight on your shoulders. You do not, and I beseech you, don't. This is a partnership. I have to educate them on how to be a good partner. Here's how we're gonna successfully sell your home. Here's how we're gonna successfully buy your new home. Together we partner. Here are the things I'm responsible for. Here are the things you're responsible for. Make it clear, no assumptions. I see you taking notes.
And my friends, they work nights during the day,
Mm,
so we have that, you know.
that challenge.
Right, and so it was something that was important at that time, I believe they reached out. And then it's like, oh, sometimes, and I was like,
I know. Well, we want to be responsive. We want to be responsive, and here's what will happen to Misha and to all of you. If you let this invade your family life, your family will hate what you do. My daughter, to this day, if you ask her, she's 27 years old, and you say, you ever want to be a real estate agent? She go, hell no. I will not do what my mother did. Because I was bad. I was the one you shouldn't copy. I should not be your model. I should not.
I'm like,
They see it. Tamisha, my daughter, when she was 10, took me down in the car. I would pick her up every day at school and I'd be on my phone, signing around, aftercare. I'm on the phone, in the car, I'm on the phone. I get off the phone one day and she just lights into me and says, you are always on the phone. I hate your job. I hate what you do. And you were just always on the phone. 10-year-old. Again, not a proud moment. And I allowed that to happen and I had to negotiate with a 10-year-old and say, you're right. I felt horrible, bad mom moment. Oh, not more than a moment. And I had to say, you're right. Here's what I promise going forward. I will not be on the phone when I come to pick you up. I will not be on the phone when we're in the car together, unless it is something important and I will ask you and tell you I need to make this phone call because it's important. Don't be me.
It is important to reserve family time, for sure.
Because here's the other thing. Here's what you guys will you're probably already finding out is you need the support of your family when you're starting this business and running this business, because it's hard. You need their support, and if you alienate them, they're gonna not want to support you in this business. You need them on your side because you need that support. So please, please, please. I know this has been more than just our exercise on brand and ideal client and marketing strategy, but it all came from those things. It connects. And these are things that I wish someone had told me and prepared me. I feel like it's my duty to protect you as much as, and I can't all the way. But we as coaches can help flag things for you that we know that are probably going to happen and you're going to experience. But if we can give you a heads up on that emotion, like nobody told me about the emotion. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with these people? I'm very logical. I'm very like you do the research, you get the numbers, you get the facts, boom. Oh my God, the first time I went to a listing appointment there and I showed them all of this, I'm thinking, this should be so convincing. You should look at this and this should just tell you, yeah, that's my price. And then they look at me and say, oh, but my house is special. And I'm thinking, not that special. And then they just go off on this because these are not business transactions for our clients. These are personal transactions. And with personal transactions is emotion. Seller's ego, heart, memories are tied with that house, some more than others. A buyer's excited, scared. Emotions can be big in our world. So be prepared to have people react in ways that you're like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Whoa, didn't see that coming. I wish somebody said that because it took me a while to be able to, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't like all this emotion. Let's just do the transaction. So I tell people, houses is this much of what we do. People are this much of what we do. We're in the people business. It just happens to be tied to the house business. Right? Okay. Was this helpful today? Thank you for those of you who shared what you have created so far. I want to see everybody's. Because I hope hearing like Lucilia's, that was perfect. And hearing what Claire got from hers, the results, Nayeli's results, that's what you're going for, guys. The more specific we can get you to know where you're building your roadmap, your business roadmap. Let's get there, and it's personalized. Because that's the magic of our program. Yes, we're teaching you the general stuff. Yeah. But we want you creating the business plan, the marketing plan that is you. Because we know that's so important for you to be able to differentiate yourself from the crowd and for you to track the business that's going to be best match for you. That's why we do that. Okay? Any questions? Thanks for all the sharing. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up a little early because you guys were participating so great. And we'll be checking in on what you come up with. And if you need help, please, let's do it. Let's do it. Get it done. Okay? Because this stuff gets me excited. I know you can't tell. I don't get ever excited. Okay. Thanks everybody on Zoom. Appreciate you all very much. And thank you for everybody here this morning. Appreciate you all also. And we will see you either Monday Mastermind, Tuesday class, Wednesday Night Warriors, Contract Challenge.
6 or 7 of you signed up, so let's get the rest of us.
Yeah, let's do it. Do it. All right. Bye, everybody.